getting some stuff together and coming into the studio, I want you to listen to this reporter who, and this was just maybe a few minutes ago. Her name's Celia Varga. She's with ABC, and just her demeanor and everything. I just found this whole thing absolutely ridiculous. Listen to this.
I'm Steve Piper.
Keep calling this the Chinese virus. There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
About Chinese Americans
please, John.
in this country.
Please.
The aides behind you. Are you comfortable with this term?
I have great love for all of the people from our country, but as you know, China tried to say at one point, maybe they stopped now, that it was caused by American soldiers. That can't happen. It's not going to happen. Not as long as I'm president. It comes from China.
Why do you keep
Good job,
calling this
Celia
the
Varga.
Chinese virus?
Yeah, he was going to say you can stop that. Good job, Celia Varga, going to work for your Chinese masters. Good job. Man, give me grace right now to deal with this kind of stuff. Because this is, by the way, buy my book, Grace Canceled, because we all need it at this point. We all need it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's that kind of question, by the way, for her to ask that, and that's not a serious question from a serious person. What amazes me is that you have China that's kicking out all American journalists. You have China that maliciously and purposefully caused a pandemic by arresting the doctors that were trying to get the warning out, by also arresting journalists trying to report about it, lying about the data, refusing to share critical data, and bullying the World Health Organization to exclude Taiwan from an international meeting with every other country on the Wuhan coronavirus. And this chick, after this question has been asked twice already, this brainiac has the audacity to just repeat the same damn question that two other reporters before her asked. She's a bad journalist. Celia Varga, you're a bad journalist. You don't do your job well. There are other people who are more academically and intellectually motivated to do your job and are more qualified. This is not a serious gatherer of news. This is a person who thinks that repeating Chinese propaganda is the same thing as doing her due diligence and research on a story. I have nothing kind to say to her right now. And if this were 5 years ago, I would be dragging her by her hair verbally. And it's taking everything I have right now to not. I find that not helpful. As a viewer, I find her a burden. I find this sort of reporting, this propaganda spreading to be a burden. Anyone who is in this to fillet their ego, and anyone who is in this to push propaganda because they are so bitterly partisan that they are willing to repeat communist propaganda, you should be ashamed of yourself and publicly ridiculed. Because now it's a national security issue. And good on Trump for answering the same question again that Celia Varga was 3 times late to the game for. I mean, good. How embarrassing is that for you as a journalist to ask the same question that 2 other people asked? And this soundbite, that the answer that he gave, already went viral as a soundbite. Now it's going viral as a soundbite because she looks ridiculous. It's going viral as a soundbite because it's embarrassing for her. I mean, and no self-awareness at all whatsoever. I mean, how ridiculous is this? What in the hell is wrong with some of you people? You want to know why we sit here and we mock and ridicule, and why I have personally gone after the press for over 10 years? Because of stuff like this. You know, we're all trying to get information, and we're all trying to be cool, and we're all trying to just figure out what's going on, and you have this kind of garbage? Isn't this racist? What do you aides back there think? Well, they probably think that you're a moron. I'm just going to go out on a limb here, because every other reporter there is asking questions, the answers to which I want to hear. Every other reporter there was asking good, pertinent questions. They were asking, what about the tests? What about infrastructure? What about ABC? I mean, there were so many questions, and I was taking notes on it. And then this chick, Mr. President, do you think that it's racist to call it the Chinese coronavirus? Wow, did you just read that on Twitter like last night before you decided to just like really mull over that and use that as your question?
Wow.
The reason I haven't moved on from this is because the time that I have spent on this is unequal to how angry that made me. That's not helping the American public. That's a freak show. That's not a free press in action. That chick. That's a freak show. It doesn't help anybody at all. And all the other reporters, and I made mention of this earlier today on Twitter, all of the reporters out there who have to work 2 and 3 times as hard, the good ones that are actually bringing you the information that you need to know, they have to work 2 and 3 times as hard to just compensate for this kind of garbage. If I were her boss, and if that was a Democrat president, and that was a conservative reporter, I would have fired her. I would have called her up while she was there, and I would have fired her on the spot. I would have texted her and told her to come and clean out your damn desk. Ridiculous. She's angrier about that than she is about the fact that a communist country who has declared a propaganda war on the United States in time of a pandemic that they maliciously and purposefully caused is doing everything possible to disassociate themselves from the culpability, including politicizing and berating and bending to their will the World Health Organization at the expense of thousands of lives. And her problem is correctly noting where this originated. I will say this every single day out of spite. The more you push back against it, the more I'm going to say it. I tend to prefer Wuhan because that's where the hotspot is, and that's where it originated. China caused this. But don't sit here and play semantics with this BS right now. You're going to get me in trouble with the FCC. Don't. Although now I know the commissioner, so maybe I can I don't know, is there a pass? Hell, it seemed to work during the time of Obama.
It's true.
I mean, I'm just wondering. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I'm in a good mood, but this kind of stuff gets me sassy, right? This takes my sassy pants meter all the way up to like 11. So, and the fact that there was not this chick didn't even have a single question on the reporters that were bounced out of that country. What are they trying to hide? What's commie China trying to hide? Curious. So a couple of things here. I know that you all are, and I know Kane's already like, don't run through Quick 5 like you did yesterday. I have a million things I want to share with you guys today. I want to encourage you, number one. I had to vent or we were never going to get anywhere. I want to encourage you. We're going to talk about the unemployment. It's going to get bumpy. I'm warning you now. It's going to get bumpy. The administration's being totally transparent with you. It's going to be bumpy. Mnuchin's out there saying, look,